science, technology, and innovation. One is the social issues. For example, current pandemic, as told by Professor Harinarayana, that this is where we could work together. And second is, of course, we are leading to economic gains. So when society are looking for uh, economic gains from new innovations, this is where international cooperation plays a role. Now, what are the aims overall of the cooperation? First is, this is adding value to the national program. There is no purpose of international cooperation if it doesn't bring value to the national program. We know what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, and this is where we need to work appropriately. When we are talking about our strength, we need to share it with our friends, and when we are talking about our weaknesses, we need to take experience of our friends and apply it for our purposes. So that is one thing. Second thing is, we need to remain globally competitive. That is very important aspect, because if we are not competitive, then probably in science, as you know, we don't have a place. Third thing is, we should be addressing global challenges. For example, current pandemic, it's not limited to one geographical boundary. Similarly, issues of weather, climate, diseases, and so many other things, they are not limited to one or two geographical areas. And we need to address it together through international cooperation. And then there are possibilities of participation in mega science projects. I will be discussing it little later, but just to give you an idea, what I mean by mega science is those projects which cannot be done by one country alone, because they are either very huge or they require a large geographical array, or it is too expensive so that one country can't play. For example, I'll just give you two examples right now. Of course, we'll discuss it little later. But for your immediate understanding, for example, a square kilometer array. So it's a facility which we are using in southern hemisphere. So it is there in Australia, it is there in Africa, it is there in South America. So because we require a large geographical area, so we are going for this thing. Other thing like CERN, which is very, very expensive. So where several countries are participating. So this is what I mean by mega science. Of course, we'll come to it little later. Then we are into promotion of innovation and techno entrepreneurship. So today we would like to see how our science is properly converted into knowledge, and that knowledge help us in development, promotion, and contributing to the ecosystem of innovation and techno entrepreneurships. And then we are looking for industrial R&D projects, international industrial R&D projects, where we could expect companies to participate and contribute and develop some new products, high-tech products for these purposes. And then connect innovation models to gain market. Now, once we have demonstrated our things, then obviously we are looking for markets. So this is an extended tool of international cooperation. If I was asked to sum it up, I will say international cooperation is national first and international second. So at all the time, we have to take care of our national goals, and then international collaboration should be bringing in new values and new contributions. So that is what it is, and we would like to create world-class facilities, center of excellence wherever possible. And then government is using, as I said in the first slide, that is a dialogue opener. So science and technology is used with the foreign policy. So if I could put it in some other words, how MEA uses it: co-sharing of objectives based on mutuality and parity, that is one thing. So we are looking for that both sides, when they identify a project, they should be sharing objectives. Both sides should be investing. We should be mitigating S&T gaps. We should be addressing techno-social priority gaps. And as foreign policy imperative, we should use this soft prowess, underpin the research and development is going to be part of new economy, which would be knowledge economy. And then we should allow people to people contact as a tool for public diplomacy. What we are doing is we are using all possible tools which could be considered for international collaborations. It includes organization of workshops, seminar, vegetation fellowships, exploratory visits, field visits of young scientists. We are supporting research projects. We are supporting project-based mobilities, organizing training and advanced school, access to mega facilities, also facilitating development of clusters. So cluster-based research, network research. Then we are looking for also pre-academia research and innovations. So good academia industry interaction through our international platform. How we are doing it? There are 4 or 5 categories. First category is that one-to-one. So India is partnering with about 80 countries. We have our programs with the number of countries. I'll be sharing you a picture little later. Then we are member of several regional and multilateral organizations like European Union, ASEAN, SAARC, BIMSTEC, Indian Ocean Rim, Stefan, BRICS. Now, these are essentially political groupings. And then we are also looking for our role in several advisory meetings like NAM S&T Center, the World Academy of Sciences, ICTP, UNESCO, Carnegie Group meeting, Science Technology for Society forums. And then there are several facilities where we are providing our support, including CERN, Electra, Spring 8, KK, FAIR, Lab, synchrotron light source, synchrotron beam source in Russia, in Dubna. Our partnership is based on 4 bigger principles. One is technology synergy, where we are expecting both countries to contribute in terms of money investment and in terms of intellectual investment. And whatever comes out has to be shared. Whatever comes out has to be shared in terms of publication or patents. Technology diplomacy is something what we are trying to help our friends in our immediate neighborhood, in Africa, and in other parts. Technology development is where we are looking for pre-commercial R&D. Technology acquisition is we are using it very selectively, where we are paying to acquire something which we require immediately, and we know it will take time to develop it in-house. So this is basically the broad classifications of 4 categories what we are doing. Now this is our map of cooperation. So you will find that we are having our cooperation basically in all part of the world. Somewhere it is quite limited, somewhere it is quite large. We will come to it, what are the different nature of program, and then you will see several grouping which are named here as multilateral and regional frameworks where we are part. Now, these partnerships, we are inviting proposal from time to time. So I would recommend you that you should visit our website and see what we have to offer in those countries. Now, in addition to Department of Science and Technology, we have got three centers which are being funded by Department of Science and Technology from the Indian government side. These are Indo-France Center, Indo-US Science and Technology Forum, and Indo-German Science and Technology Center. Now, these three centers are grown-up activity of the department, and now they are acting as an independent center promoting bilateral research. And then we have a Science and Technology Center for non-aligned country, which is called NAM SNT Center, and all NAM countries are a member of this organization. Now, to compare how we are doing is technology synergy. Now, this is first pillar. What I told you, we are doing is where both sides are co-investing and co-reaping. So whatever comes out, also they are being taken. And the countries which are named on the left-hand side, from Australia, France, Germany, Israel, Japan, Russia, UK, Korea, USA, they are the countries with whom we have major programs. On the other hand, we have program countries mentioned on the right, but those programs are not that exhaustive as those in the left. So, but we have program with all of them. So you can always check with us what are the next call we are going to do. In addition to that, we are launching, as I just mentioned, technology diplomacy and technology development. So we have got in technology diplomacy several programs like ASEAN program, Africa SNT initiative, CB Raman Fellowship, Twinning program, training program, technology program, program for our neighboring country like Bangladesh, Myanmar, Mauritius, Sri Lanka. We are offering fellowships. Under our Act East policy, we are giving special attention to Thailand, Taiwan, Singapore, and Vietnam, and then a program with South America. On the other hand, when we are talking about technology development, which is pre-commercial R&D, we have identified few partners, and these are Canada, Finland, France, Germany, Israel, Spain, South Korea, Sweden, Russia, UK, and USA. And then we are also having entrepreneurship and innovation program with three countries, France, Finland, and USA. When we are talking about innovation platforms, so we are having one Asian innovation platform, which is promoting social innovation, research innovation, and product innovations. So what we have done, our social innovation part is looked after by National Innovation Foundation in Gujarat. Research innovation part is looked after by NRDC in Delhi, and product innovation part is looked after by FICCI. We are also having similar platform available under BRICS Science and Technology Innovation and Entrepreneurship Partnerships. So this also provides us a program. We have launched a new company called Global Innovation and Technology Alliance, through which we are running our industrial R&D program. We have launched a special program in Ethiopia, where we are marketing number of Indian technology and also giving hand-holding to Ethiopian technology to get rooted and converted into market knowledge. And similarly, we have one program with Rwanda. We are also creating funds. So for certain specific program, like for Israel, we have created a fund of about 40 million US dollar. With Australia, we have created fund for about 90 million dollar. With Hungary, we have created a fund of 4 million euro. With Portugal, we have created a 4 million euro fund. And then we are also having Asian SNT Development Fund. So these are dedicated grants which we have made available for these programs. We are also offering international prizes like BRIC Young Innovator Prizes, DST ICTP Ramanujan Prizes, Asian India Grassroots Innovation Prizes. So we are inviting applications for these, and we are considering to support these prizes as and when it comes. There are several models for capacity building through international cooperation, which are through fellowships, scientific seminars, trainings, summer and winter schools, and then creation of virtual centers and networks. So, for example, fellowships. So we have some fellowship which are both ways. For Indian researchers to go outside, we have arrangement with France on Ramanchar Park fellowships. We have program with Korea. So both of these, and Japan, Australia, and UK. And these are all at doctoral level, and we will advertise for them. And except for UK, where we are taking only Inspire students. I'm sorry, Inspire is written like a running word, but this is for the scheme Inspire, which DST is running. So for UK program, we are taking only Inspire student, but for all others, we are taking through an open call every year. We are also offering other, there are some other opportunities. For example, we are having young scientist conclave for the BRIC countries. We are having frontier of science, frontier of engineers with select partner countries. We are taking Indian students to Nobel laureate meeting at Lindau, which is cyclic in nature. 1 year in physics, 1 year in chemistry, 1 year in physiology and medicine. And then there is Hope meeting, which is not meeting of at the Nobel laureate level, but at the level of Asian luminaries. Then we are having Asian Science Camp, where we are taking 25 students. Now, Asian Science Camp, we are not inviting applications through open mode. We are taking Inspire and KVPY awardee. But for others, this is all open call basis, and it will come in newspaper. We are also offering fellowships to bring foreign researchers into India. And idea is that they will provide you uh, questions. They'll provide you research questions which are being faced by them, and you will have a tacit understanding of their places. So we are offering these to countries in our immediate neighborhood, then to ASEAN region, all the 10 countries. C.V. Raman Fellowship is given to all African researchers. Right now, 37 countries are participating. Under Ramanchar Park, not only our students are going, but we are also inviting French doctoral and master students. So if you feel that there are possibility of attracting students, you can always explore these fellowships. So with France, Korea, and UK, what we have done, not only doctoral but even master student we have permitted. Japan, Australia are two other program. Vajra program is quite a bit highly prestigious program, which right now we have opened only to the institutions which are public funded. So probably this is not something which is applicable to you right now, but what we do is that we provide $10,000 a month to a very senior faculty and ask him to take adjunct faculty position in our organization for a period of 3 months each year. So this is a contract for about 5 years, and he has to take PhD student. He has to develop a research environment, maybe new lab in the host institution in India. Coming to this access to mega facilities, we have already participated. We are associate member of CERN. So, you know, CERN is something quite big, and India as associate member is contributing a lot of equipments, and about 200 Indian students are carrying their research projects. Similarly, on FAIR, which is still under construction, but all, in some part, some experiments have already started. Now, our policy for these things is that your experiment must be approved by the scientific committee of these organizations. And then Government of India could consider your travel and could also organize your local hospitality in those places. So other thing is that we are going to develop this 30-meter telescope in Hawaii region. We are developing two beam lines in Electra Tristri, and then we are also a partner for the Petra 3 beamline facility in Germany. So principle remains the same. If you want to do an experiment, your experiment must be approved. So other thing is KEK in Sukuba square kilometer array in South Africa. We are already going to host a facility for LIGO, and then we are also developing our own national large-scale telescope in Ladakh region, and we have got Asia's biggest optical telescope in Nainital, which is open to international access. So what we are doing is not only we are sending our scientists to best facility in the world, but also we are inviting global scientific community to participate in facilities of international standard in India. So just to give you some example how our centers are doing, so it's just a snapshot of what projects they are doing. Uh, so these are typical research projects as far as Indo-France Center is concerned. Indo-US Endowment Fund is basically supporting startup enterprises. They are quite focused. They have mandated themselves to the current objectives, current priorities of the government of India. And if we could classify their work in several themes, like Clean and Green India, Digital India, Make in India. So they have program for those things. Indo-German Science and Technology Center is one where we are saying that all projects must have industrial partner. So if you are not having industrial partner on two sides, then you cannot participate in this activity of the center. But again, they are participating in a variety of subjects, and they are also making call for proposals time to time. Now, how it has changed the national scenario. So just to give you a situation that from Department of Science and Technology, we are supporting about 250 projects every year. And this results into roughly 1200 visits. But then not only DST, there are several agencies in the government department like DBT, MOES, Atomic Energy, CSIR, all of them are supporting. So if you see the overall, it's quite large. And then the one of the biggest advantages is that when we took the survey, so 2018 figures tell us that nearly 2 papers out of every 5 papers were co-authored with foreign collaborators. So that is where the importance of international collaboration comes. And also that impact factor of the collaborative publication was much higher as compared to national publications. So while impact factor of collaborative publication is 5.4, it is 3.7 for the national publication. And if we could identify particular country, then highest impact rate for joint publication was 7.4 for Germany. We have created several joint patents with number of countries, and our three top contributor for research collaborations resulting into publication are US, Germany, and UK. And we are participating in so many facilities. I already told you a list. This is quite repetitive slide. What we are trying to do is now, because a lot of requests for international collaboration are coming, so we are now becoming proactive rather than reactive. So what we are trying to do is that trying to map the strength of a given country and argue with them that we would like to collaborate with them in that particular given area. So we are focusing on countries which are good in the innovation index, like Nordic country, Denmark, Finland, Israel, Norway, and Sweden. We are reconnecting with potential countries which have not been fully explored. So they have a lot of scientific talent, a lot of technologies, but still our scientific community has not held good collaboration. So there we are targeting Belarus, Czech, Egypt, Italy, Mexico, Netherlands, Portugal, and so on. We are also launching top-down approach. Now, what happens that most of the time we make open call for proposal, and we ask scientists that your proposal would be considered on merit. But on the other hand, for countries like countries in Africa, in our immediate neighborhood and Far East, what we are trying to do is we are making a line, offer line, that okay, with this region we would like to work in this country, this subjects. So if you are interested, so you please come. So it is basically, you may say, by invitation. So that is what we mean by top-down engagements. We are also consulting our Ministry of External Affairs how we can drop our inoperative agreements, and then all our industrial R&D projects are in tune with national missions. What we have done, we have identified some strength of countries subject wise, and we have tried to give you some idea that what we have observed in our understanding, what is good where. So these are our mapping. Of course, you may have your own experience, but these are something what we have tried to map for mathematics, manufacturing, astronomy, agri-biotech, biomedical devices, clean energy, climate research, cyber physical system, engineering science, glaciology, advanced material, robotics, seismology and geohazards, smart grids, smart city, and water. And what we have done, we have launched, reoriented our programs, that whatever value addition we can do, when we are negotiating with them, we keep strength what we are drawing from this particular mapping which we have done. Now, just to give you examples that what we have developed through international cooperation, we have developed roto vaccine with USA, polio vaccine with Russia, a mesoprostral drug with France, optical telescope with partnership with Belgium and Russia, detonation coating gun with partnership with Ukraine, Param supercomputer, we have marketed it in Russia. You know, Russia was our first station where India's first supercomputer was given, and that provided us international exposure. And now Param supercomputer is in entire CIS countries. It is in Africa region and also in some European countries. We could do this designing of 14-seater light transport aircraft with Russia. We have developed a microtron synchrotron radiation source, which is now located in Indore. We have gone for this Fresnel reflector for solar thermal powers, biomass trigeneration technology with UK, biomedical devices with US. We have established institutes with the international cooperation. So one of them is International Advanced Research Institute Center in Hyderabad. We have launched innovation growth program with USA, identifying certain strength to be provided to our company. If we are talking about some of our new programs, we have remolded our India strategic funds. We are focusing our Canada program on water management and infrastructure. Japan, we are linking school students also participating in the beamline at Tsukuba and creating joint laboratories of India and Japan. With Korea, we have started industrial R&D program. With UK, Newton Power program has been launched. USA, we are working on 30-meter telescope and LEO fire program, and then the industry program with number of countries. Something what we would like to do in future, a concerted program for neighboring countries with dedicated funding, technology acquisition mechanisms for Russia and CIS countries, inward fellowship for Russia and CIS countries, to establish a Bose Research Center in Bangladesh. We would be focusing how our university could get international connects. We are going to have this Africa Center for Research Excellence. So Africa Research Fund is there. We will be doing technology transfer over there, promoting new research in emerging area of science like blue economy, bioeconomy, clean coal technology, cyber physical system, heritage preservation, traditional knowledge system, tissue engineering, etc. So these would be further augmenting our some of the existing program, Africa, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and Portugal. So these are some of the candidates which we have identified. And I would like to stop it here. Now, what I must say that all these possibilities are there for different funding, and you could ask me where we could participate. Normally what we do is that we keep advertising on DST web page. So if you see our main web page, dst.gov.in, so there is a scroll bar, what's new, and you will find that if someone visits that page once in 2 weeks, there would be lot of new offers which we are making, and those offers we, are something we are inviting new proposals. It depends on the calendar, how do we match with our partner countries. Of course, for the current period when we are facing this pandemic, our entire focus has shifted on this joint addressing how to combat COVID-19. And three kind of approaches we have taken here. One is purely research to understand the virology, to see how it could be rectified in future and what could be done. We are also looking for solutions from scientists and also from a startup company and from entrepreneurs on some of the things like PPEs, like repurposing the drugs, repurposing the equipments, uh, creation of new disinfectants, antiviral coatings, biomedical applications, so basically mobile based applications. So we are supporting those kind of things, and we are looking right now for those things. And once we come out of this pandemic, then once again our regular calendar will start. So I would welcome the questions whatever have come, and thank you for this moment.
Thank you, sir. Sir, our CEO of Entrepreneur Cell, CIIC, he wants to ask you something. Parvez, if you're online, you can ask.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Sir, good evening, sir. And it is, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
It is very impressive presentation. Thanks for your time. And so we are actually in Crescent. We have called Crescent Innovation Incubation Council. We are funded by the BIRAC, called BioNest, under the BioNest program.
Yeah.
So we have 36 startups, out of which 21 are in the life science and the remaining are in the IT side. Now, I was going through your slide where you talked about this Indo-USTF fund for startup enterprises.
Yeah.
So so this fund will the startups directly apply, or the incubation center will be involved in coordinating this, or how do we approach, sir? That is number one. I have another two questions. I also want to know about this technopreneurship innovation program which you talked about. And number three is we have been supported by BIRAC to set up the technology transfer office. In fact, I am qualified RTTP, Registered Technology Transfer Professional. So you talked about this technology transfer and commercialization. So for this, is there any support, any funding or guidance is available from DST? These are my questions. Sorry for a long question.
So let me take your first question. You see, we are inviting time to time this proposal through Indo-US Science and Technology Forum. And we just closed a call. And once again, this was a very special call on COVID. And we called them Ignition Grant. And we would expect these calls to be coming from the companies or startups. So they are welcome to participate directly. And I don't think we have a role, a specific role for the incubation centers. So, but they are welcome to participate. And we have this techno entrepreneurship program, which we are running through our another organization called Global Innovation and Technology Alliance, GITA. So you could reach there www.gita.org.
Yes, sir. Incidentally, I had my Gita. I am familiar with because in my previous company, when I was in corporate, I got two Gita projects. I was a PA.
Oh, wonderful.
Under Indo-Korea and Indo-Spain.
Okay. So those programs are available, and
Yes,
you could participate through those programs. Can you repeat your third question? I couldn't get it.
Technology transfer and development.
So what we are looking for is only that Gita model, that companies will take projects at high level and give products.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We have one question from Harini. Sir, is there any opportunity for postdoctoral fellow to get international collaboration?
You see, this I need to understand the question clearly. If he is a faculty or if he is not a faculty.
Harini ma'am, are you faculty? Harini ma'am, if you're able to listen to us.
Okay. For your information, I'll say, you see, those who are not faculty, we are offering some postdoc positions. So we have got couple of countries, and in my Facebook page, on our social media, we are publishing opportunities at postdoctoral level for faculty, especially mid-career.
Sir, just a minute. I would request all the participants to mute themselves. Participants, please mute themselves.
So,
Yes.
so for faculty, we are having some mid-career options where they could be given some long attachment for a period of 2 years, 3 years. So already some programs are there in form of Newton Advanced Fellowships with UK. So where 2 years attachment is possible. Regular project are another mode through which 2 to 3 year co-working is possible. Of course, it doesn't allow you to be in other institute for long periods.
So we have one question from Alisha. She's please can you talk a little more about African S&T initiative and CV Raman Fellowship?
Okay, you see this program which we have launched through FICCI. This program is primarily focused to bring African researchers into India. So the levels are at master level, at doctoral level, at postdoctoral level, at senior faculty level. And senior faculty level, we are allowing visit up to a month because we expect they may not be available for longer period. Whereas master and doctoral student can stay in India for a period of up to 1 year. So basically, we are asking them to write one-page research problem, and normally our strategy is if we could take 8 to 12 candidates from each of the African countries who have applied, and if some slots are available, of course they could further, we could consider it further. What is happening with some of the countries we are getting, for example, Ethiopia, Egypt, Tunisia, Nigeria, we get application in about hundreds, whereas from some other African country we get less number of applications. So what we are trying, that first we are trying to maintain a minimum balance that 8 to 12 candidates from each country could come, and thereafter we could take at much bigger level. Second approach, what we are doing in our Africa program is developing curriculum in African institutions. So what we are trying to do is we adopt 1 or 2 institutions at a time and then connect them with their Indian partners. So for example, Indian Institute of Science is connected to Institute of Mathematics in Gabon, and they are helping the Gabon Institute in developing the course curriculum and doing, and also one of the faculty is connected with the Gabon Institute, so they are also delivering lectures and taking classes.
Sir, Kiran Patruni, respected sir, is food fortification of vitamin and mineral project to meet up malnutrition crisis during this pandemic period could be an emerging area. If so, then which grant we need to apply?
You see, boosting immunity during this pandemic or even in normal time is one of the major health concerns, and they are welcome to apply to any health related program. It depends from which country they come in and what are the kind of program we have with that country, and they can participate.
There is another question from Harini again. Sir, we can apply for DST Women Postdoctoral Fellowship with international collaboration.
Yes, you can. What we are doing is we have already opened a program called WISTEM, which allow postdoc female faculty, postdocs to go to America for a period of up to 1 year. So this program is already in place.
Next question is from Vijay Raghavan sir. Nice presentation. Thank you very much, Professor. I am planning to do the international collaborative research with Taiwan University. Please give me an idea about this one.
You see, what I would suggest is that he should talk to the Taiwanese counterpart, and every year we make one call for Taiwan program, and he can submit proposal against that call. So program is there in place. He need to talk to a Taiwanese faculty, see what kind, and then define a program, what he will do, what the Taiwanese side would be doing, what is expected. So standard formats which we are using, and he can submit a program, and once every year there is a call.
So next question is from Akansha Srivastav. Sir, what is the scope of getting project in social sciences?
Unfortunately, from Department of Science and Technology, I cannot talk much about social science projects. Only thing I could say that my department has some provisions where we are looking for application of science into society. So for example, if you are talking, if you are going to help a particular community, say let us say rural community or urban community, dealing with a particular problem in that particular area, you are developing assistive technology for our aging population or our patients or our handicapped people. So if your science is of direct application to society, that could be considered in DST. But if you are talking in terms of pure social science, then I am afraid that we are not the right agency.
So next question is from Ansari. Most of the projects you mentioned were based on science. Can you mention some project which deals with social science? Again, same question.
I think I have already answered this.
Karthikeyan Ramalingam, sir. Many of the country getting collaboration is very crucial. Please give your advice on this.
So I have, you see, couple of slides I have spent that how we have mapped the strength of different countries, which may not be exactly what you had seen or you had experienced. But this is something which is very dynamic mapping, and we keep on improving based on suggestions which we receive from our scientific community. So you are most welcome to see that if that fits into your program. If you feel country has some country has other strength, please let us know. We will develop those programs.
So next question is from Thirumurugan, sir. Sir, when we submit DST projects, we did not get the evaluation of result, particularly in rejected project. Why? If we get evaluation report, we can refine our project and can able to resubmit.
Are you talking about DST project or SERB projects?
DST project, sir.
I'm not sure that you don't get reports. If you don't get reports, please ask the concerned officer who has given you regret letter, and he or she should provide you the reasons.
There's one more question from Alisha again. Please kindly give your email and contact so that we can reach. Alisha, you can contact the Dean Research Office.
No, I'll answer it very simply. Most of the question you will find on our website, which is very simple to remember, www.dst Department of Science and Technology .gov government.in India. So Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, dst.gov.in. Most of the questions.
Next question is from Vinod Kumar. How to get a project first time in the field of mathematical modeling and epidemiology?
You see, for example, I'm not sure this time if he has applied. SERB launched a very special call for matrix and COVID. Now, this is a very special call, but matrix program is there for any kind of mathematical modeling, and we look forward.
Next question is from Vikesh, sir. Is there any project related to German language or yoga related project?
Unfortunately, we are not into languages, and as far as yoga is concerned, we are looking only for science of yoga. So how yoga is helping or modifying the human physiology. What are the different psychological consequences? So those kind of studies, we have a program called Satyam, Science and Technology of Yoga and Meditation. So you are welcome to participate in Satyam, but it's not about how to practice yoga, how to do other aspects, only scientific aspects. And we would like whatever things you are explaining should have a medical validation.
Sir, now I have one question. You have told about adjunct faculties coming for research, sir. Can you brief it again, sir?
As I told, probably you have missed it, that is not exactly for you. That is only for publicly funded institution called Vajra, Vegetation. Yeah. So what we are doing is that we are inviting best faculty of the world to work in India and motivate the local faculty here to motivate and take students who can visit them even in their parent lab. And we are expecting them to be here only during their vacation time. So up to 3 months per year we are looking for them. But this is only for, right now it is only for public funded organization.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now I will hand over to Harinarayan, sir, and our Dean Research, Raja Mohammed, sir.
Before I expect Dr. Hari to say, I'll request all participants, please keep visiting our page dst.gov.in, and you will find that there are opportunities for international collaborations which are updated as and when we are launching a program. Normally it is open for a period of 2 months. So if you say see it in first week or second week, you have got a lot of time to work. But regardless of this, if scientific journal are the best place where you can find an international partner, people who are working in area of your interest. And what I would suggest is, once you have identified a potential partner, check with us that what are the program which we have got with that country, and when we are expected to launch our new call with that country. And if I say after 6 months, so you have got 6 more months to prepare your project, as compared to those who will start preparing only after it gets notified. Dr. Hari.
Yeah, thanks.
Before that, we have one more question from Asha Joshi, madam.
Please, please.
What is the sanction percentage of international collaboration project from the institution like
Deemed University.
recent Deemed University?
You see, we don't distinguish, Dr. Hari will admit to this, we don't distinguish between the institution you are coming from. What we are looking for is only scientific merit. If your project has got merit, if your project has reason for international collaboration, and if you are bringing some value to India. Now, when I say bringing value to India, it should not mean that only technologies which are good for India. There could be something you are giving. So, for example, if a project you are doing with Africa region, and I must not expect that you are bringing anything, but if you are making one good friend of India in that country, that is also a value.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Varshney, it's a very good presentation. I should say you gave ocean of information. We have recently seen the storm. Now today we have received a storm in our institute with full of information about international projects and other opportunities which DST is promoting in various platforms. So I request all of people to unmute themselves and give a big clapping hand to Dr. Varshney, who has spending a lot of time for this thing and then encouraging us.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Varshney.
Are you there? Hello, Raja Mohammed sir? He is not there.
He's sorry to talk because he left now.
He left. I think.
He mentioned he but he got taken over.
Raja Mohammed sir? I think he left.
Maybe he has got another meeting. Can I have the meeting?
No, sir. We are recording. Let them go on.
Oh.
5-10 people can stay back for the feedback. I would request 5-10 people to stay back for their feedback.
Okay, so can I take leave?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
Hope to see you in campus, sir, when you are coming to India or coming to Chennai, sir.
Sure, sure. Okay, bye for now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Bye.
So those people who submit feedback, then only we'll send the certificate. They take that. Otherwise, they just say,
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello. You can give your
Yeah,
feedback on the training.
Okay. Good morning from Ghana.
How are you?
I'm
How are
fine.
you?
I'm fine, very fine. And
Where
I
are
want to
my
say,
students? They don't appear in any of the webinar.
I've been doing a lot of the webinar. I'm talking about 10 to 15 webinar.
You are always
Yeah.
there, you and Alicia.
Yes. Okay. I want to thank you so much. It was very informative and an eye opener. And unfortunately, the website address it gave was so long, so I couldn't write it down.
It is,
Maybe.
wait, no, wait, I'll give it to you. dsc.gov.in.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. And I think I'll definitely reach you or Prof. Harry for further information on how we can actually reach him for very collaboration. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
And my greetings to that. I can see that moving around in your room. So your husband.
My husband, yeah, sure, I will give him.
I remember the tea, the green tea you gave her. So
Sure. I will convey it.
Okay. All right, thank you. Prof.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how are you doing, ma'am, and the family?
I am good. Family is good.
Yes, thank God. This is Samuel, mechanical from Ghana.
Yeah. You can give your feedback
Yes.
about the training.
You said, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, you can continue with the feedback.
Yes, so we are very grateful. Thank you very much for the opportunity. We'll see how best we can contact you and Prof for all assistance. Thank you very much.
Always you can.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
My regards to.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I said my regards to Prof. Harry.
Yes, I'll convey your regards to Harinarayan sir.
Okay, sir.
He's just behind me.
Okay.
Thank you. Those who are online, please give your feedback.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Dr.
evening,
Ansari here.
sir. क्या हो गया?
The program, the webinar was very knowledgeable. It was specifically for science person, and I believe that he has shown us various things in science that what the government is doing, and he has come up with the specific specialization of each country. I think that was an eye-opening thing for all of us. That in which country, uh, for example, that what for example countries for countries which countries are hello ma'am, hello,
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
hello ma'am, are you getting my voice?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you, sir.
Okay ma'am, so he has given us specific things that which countries are focusing for what, so this is a good thing, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, server. Anyone else would like to share the feedback?
Yeah. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello. Good. Vijay Raghavan sir, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thanks for such an excellent arrangement today's this project opportunities. So particularly for DST funding and various international scenarios, it is very much useful for us, ma'am. So particularly for the facilities for the basic research, and then international collaborative research work, he is giving a detailed one. Thanks a lot, and convey my respect and regards to Professor Haridara sir, ma'am.
Yes, yes, I'll convey. He's here only. I'll convey him right now.
Yeah. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Anyone is waiting for feedback? Hello? Yeah, we will share the feedback form. You'll receive the feedback form after this training. I would request everyone to leave the session, please. Server, निकल जाओ. हाँ, leave the session.